Losing someone you love, it changes you. I lost my dad and then my son. And honestly, there were days when I didn't know how to keep going. But I learned that even in the darkest moments, there's a way to hold on to some light. When you are dealing with grief, it's like a wave, it just keeps coming. And it's okay to feel that pain. It's okay to cry, to feel broken, to be angry. Losing my dad and my son, those were the hardest moments in my life. But staying positive doesn't mean pretending you're fine. It's about allowing yourself to feel the hurt, while still finding reasons to keep moving forward. Those were my darkest days. I remember after I lost them, I wake up some days and it felt like the world was just too heavy for me to carry. I'd sit there, not knowing what to do, how I could stay positive when everything seemed so dark. But little by little, I started to realize that it wasn't about feeling happy or forcing myself to be okay. It was about finding tiny bits of hope. Even when I was hurting, I called for my friend, hearing a favorite song, or even just the warmth of the sun on my face. What a nice feeling. These things helped me get through it, and I focused on small things that I could control. When life is out of control, you have to focus on these small things that you can control. There were days when I couldn't do much, but I could get out of bed. I could go for a walk. I could breathe deeply. I couldn't bring my dad or my son back, but I could choose to take one small step forward. Those little steps, they eventually add up, bro. They do. Even in the hardest times, there are small moments of light. I remember sitting outside, hearing the birds, or just sipping a cup of coffee. It didn't fix the pain, but it reminded me that not everything was lost. I had to hold on to those moments. They became my lifeline. It's about finding the smallest bit of beauty in a world that feels so heavy. Small beauty in a heavy world. Remember that. And something else that I learned is that you don't have to go through it alone. I leaned on the people who show up for me, my family, some friends. Even when I didn't have the energy to talk much, they were there to support me. Their support kept me going. Positivity comes from surrounding yourself with people who lift you up, who remind you that better days will come, even when you don't believe it yourself. Staying positive when you are grieving isn't about smiling through the pain, it's about finding strength even when you feel weak. It's about taking one small step, then another, and then another. Trusting that process that even though things are hard, they won't be this way forever. I've learned that grief never fully goes away, but you can find a way to live with it, and even find moments of again. If you've been through a loss, I want you to know that you're not alone. There's people out there that love you, friends, family. Take one day at a time. Find those small wins during your day and lean on the people who care. Drop a comment below if you lost someone and you're working on finding your way through it. I love to hear your story. I'm gonna share mine later, but I want you to know that God loves you. There's people out there that love you, and you need to keep going for those that are not here anymore. They're gonna be proud of you once you make it. See you next chapter, bro.